And there was one time in particular, I remember walking in the basement of the Capitol. I was turning a corner and bumped right into President Obama. And we had a great little chat. Oh, Mike, good to see you. Let's talk soon about criminal justice reform. It's great. We'd run into him. He would call from time to time just to check in on things that we agreed on, projects that we were working on together. Trump, of course, was very active. Members of Congress could call him and get him on the phone very, very quickly. He was very engaging. With Biden, it hardly happens at all.
Really?
Like, they shielded him from us. In some ways, my wife, I think this was in maybe the first half or the first quarter of 2022, went over to an event at the White House for Senate spouses, hosted by the First Lady, who was herself a longtime member of the Senate Spouses Organization. And while they were there, President Biden just kind of came wandering in. I think they were in one of the ballrooms. Kind of came wandering in. She said there was no Secret Service with him, no staff with him. He just kind of walked in. She said instinctively, I just said, "Oh, hello, Mr. President. It's good to see you." He asked her, "Do you work in the East Wing?" And she said, No, Mr. President, I'm Sharon Lee, Senator Mike Lee's wife. He swore me into the Senate twice, first in 2011, then in 2017, just before he left the vice presidency. And we had interacted with him a lot, and she thought that would take care of it. He looked confused, and moments later, he said, "Do you work in the West Wing?" And he was not quite there. Moments later, someone came up to him, one of the other Senate spouses, I think it was a Democrat, and had a phone in her hand and said, "Hey, my brother-in-law is a big fan. It's his birthday. Will you say hi to him?" This is Biden's signature move. He's really, really good at this. I remember when I first came to the Senate, and he would have dinner and other gatherings with senators. He got Pat Toomey's dad on the phone when he found out he had lived in Scranton, and he was like, "How the hell are you? This is Joe Biden. I understand you're from Scranton." By the end of it, Pat Toomey's dad and then Vice President Biden felt like they were old fraternity brothers.
I knew Biden, and I remember exactly
Very
that.
good at this.
Oh, excellent.
But this woman handed him the phone. It rang. The woman's brother-in-law answered, "Hello." And then he got a confused look on his face, held out the phone, hung it up, and handed the phone back. Now that for Joe Biden
That's crazy.
is very significant. Very significant.
And this is sitting president of the United States.
Yes. And this was, I believe, a year and a half, perhaps a little more than 2 years ago. So we would see little snippets like this.
That's a big snippet.
And then we would see the clips on TV, which in some ways were worse. I'm still stunned that the media did everything that they could to minimize the significance of this, but still they were caught on camera. They were out there, and they just sort of didn't comment on it, as if we didn't say anything about it. It wasn't real.
That is an amazing